How we basically met is our sophomore year of physiology class in college. I just saw her and she looked friendly, so I went down and sat next to her a couple of times, and then after that we just became friends.
No, I just saw a girl who knew how to dress and had a friendly face. Our love is very genuine, I feel like. From the moment we started bonding as friends.
We come from totally different backgrounds. We come from totally different religions.
Our friendship doesn't see religion. It sees personality. It sees the heart.
This girl just randomly came up to me after class and she's like, "Why do you wear that?" I felt, if I was alone, I would have felt like targeted or like kind of afraid, but I had her by my side, so I would just answer to her. I'm like, I wear it because I'm Muslim and it's just my religion, it's my choice. And just because I don't look like everyone else doesn't mean that you get to talk to me that way or you can treat me that way.
Love is being there for each other no matter what.
Blacks and Wax Museum was founded in 1983. We went on to get an understanding of why the museum was created and what they are doing for the community.
Our mission, some of it, the statement is to reveal the little known, often neglected facts of Black history, to use great leaders as role models to motivate youth to achieve. We want our children to not fall prey to those people who tell us that we have no history worth remembering, or that we have no history at all.
CEO and founder Dr. Joanne Martin and her husband formed the museum after the teacher-turned-historians showcased their small traveling exhibit in 1980.
Well, we tested the idea. We go to the what was at that time the AFRAM Festival. Around 1980, we had what my husband called the Martin's Wax Exhibition of Great Afro-Americans. We had an exhibit for Black History Month at Morgan. So, you know, just taking the figures around the city of Baltimore, D.C., setting them up, and then taking them back home with us to our 2-bedroom apartment. And that was our beginning.
Dr. Joanne Martin plans on expanding museum size and hopes to create a Black economic district full of African American store owners and much more.
On today's episode of Beyond the Wire, we'll be taking a close look into an organization that provides for Baltimore. Food Rescue Baltimore is here today at Grace Baptist Church providing food for those in need. Let's take a closer look inside. Food Rescue Baltimore is an organization that provides food for those in need. Their goal is to reduce food waste and to ensure everyone gets equal access to the proper nutrients needed.
Food Rescue Baltimore is a network of community organizations, churches, businesses, all around Baltimore that are coming together to take in and redistribute food that would have gone to waste.
This organization goes to different locations every weekday and gives out food at different times. Some of the locations include Land of Kush, Baltimore Free Farm, Yo Baltimore West, School of Food, and Devotee Cafe.
Right now we're taking in and giving out 4,000 to 5,000 pounds of food every week in struggling communities and food deserts all around the city. And our goal is to use these giveaways to just show some people a little bit of respect, a little bit of kindness, and show people how they can get involved in making things happen for one another.
For more information on Food Rescue Baltimore, go to www.foodrescuebaltimore.org. This is Jade Patterson reporting live for Beyond the Wire. Thank you, and tune in next time.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it. Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Listen up, Morgan. It's time we take control of our health. Put down the sugary drinks, sodas, juice, sports drinks. Your body will thank you. Instead, let's take the real water challenge. Will you join me? Drinking water will help you overcome fatigue. Want to lose some weight? Water consumption before meals helps you reduce your hunger. Prevent muscle cramps and sprains with proper hydration. Headaches are a thing of the past for those who hydrate. Take charge of your health, hydrate today, and join the Morgan Water Challenge.
I mean, every parent isn't perfect. That's expected. But they really sacrifice a lot for me, and that's just from what I've seen. Who knows what I haven't seen what they sacrifice for. But I know, because like my mom's a nurse, my dad works for DC government in the environmental department. So I know both really work hard, and if I'm stressed, I would think, oh, my dad would be stressed, but he would know how to manage it. Or my mom, like how, say, like if I have like a huge amount of work to do, and the thing is I don't have a drive, it's like, oh, my mom would find a way to do this. Like, God got me here, even though when I believed that I couldn't get myself, when I believed that I couldn't get myself to here in this moment in time being a junior, but I know that like, if he got me here, he'll send me farther beyond than I can see. There have been times that like I thought like, am I really doing the right thing? Or I know that, oh yeah, God's always there, but like, I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, like when it comes to like what I want to do, but like, am I actually gonna see it? But I guess that's where faith comes in.
So everyone assumes like being the only child, I'm probably spoiled, but I'm definitely not. My mom does treat me a little older than I am, though, I can say that. So I have grown into an old soul, I would say. You know, and since I'm a single child, she's also a single parent, it's a lot more. So in a way, I'm also helping her, you know, achieve things or making sure she's okay. It's like I have to watch out for my mom's back. So I actually did grow up with my father. We just recently kind of had a outing. But I can say it was okay. I didn't really get the whole two-parent dream though, because I was sometimes with my mom, sometimes with my dad. So it was a lot of back and forth. That means it was 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgiving, 2 birthdays. It was 2 of everything. At times though, there was like numerous birthday parties up until I was about 16 years old that he never was able to come to any of my birthday parties because he was over in Iraq or Afghanistan fighting for the country. And so it was like I grew up with my dad, but I didn't because I talked to him on the phone, but it wasn't the same as in being able to jump into his arms at the end of the day of school or anything like that. With my mom, she was also in school. She was in college herself when I was younger. So there was times I'd be sitting in the back of a college classroom eating popcorn, coloring. But with her showing me that, she just showed me that like I can still accomplish things. And that having a child or someone like that, or not being with the father of the child, it doesn't make a difference of how I can bring up the child.
I'm in love right now, actually. I like it a lot. I like that feeling every time I see her. It's like a flutter inside. It warms my heart, puts a smile on my face, and I usually don't smile, so it's something new for me. It's a mutual feeling. Because you can think you might love someone, but it's just like, oh, I enjoy this person's company, or you know, I like some things they do. We just have the same interests. But when it's mutual, like you can both feel it off each other, like the aura that you're in when you're around the person, like how you feel. I'll say that's when you know it's real love, when it's mutual. My mother, she I don't know, just the way she treats me and like how she treats others, and especially like with my father. I see how happy they are and how they treat each other, like how they act around each other. It's like, I don't know, I just picked up off it.
My skateboard, to me, in one word, means freedom for me. And it's a way for me to define myself, because when I first started skateboarding, it was my best friend in high school. She put me onto it, and we would always go out and try to learn together. Neither one of us really knew how to, but we taught ourselves, and that was years ago. So today I still use it to get around campus, get where I need to go, and just sort of a way to commemorate her too, since she passed away. So I definitely keep to it now, since that she's not here with me to skateboard with me today. She committed suicide. We were really close in high school, but we started to fall off going into college. So only thing I would regret is just not keeping up that friendship, because I was really close with her in high school, but I kind of let my own ego and my own pride get ahead of me. And I was just like, well, you know, people fall off all the time. It doesn't really matter. But one thing that I really hold dear to my heart are the people that I started with, and are a lot of people that are from my high school that are still friends. I'm still friends with to this day, and she was one of them. And even though that we fell off, I felt that we were still close, and that I should have kept to that. Like, I should have worked on that more.
I just lost my sister, and I lost my dad 6 months prior. So I think so far those have been the hardest moments of my life, and that all occurred this year. Knowing that I have a purpose, I honestly feel like I have a purpose. I have been known to get compliments from friends who have said things like, when they're having a bad day, you know, I say things that just turns everything around for them. With my children, I know that I'm meant to lead my children somewhere. I know that I'm meant to have a very prosperous career, and meant to do various things. And so because I feel like I have this great purpose, you know, and I haven't met that purpose yet, I keep pushing. My daughter's actually graduating this year. She's in 12th grade. Yeah. So she now wants to attend Morgan because I'm here. She's very excited. To her, it's like, I can't believe my mom had me at such a young age, and she's doing these many things, and she looks up to me. Now, you know, she always has, but that's just inspired her a lot more. My son feels like I'm super mom anyway. So since my son feels like I'm super mom, this to him is just like, yeah, she's great. She does stuff like this, and she's gonna do more, and I'm gonna be great like that too.
If you ever end up in a situation like mine, make sure to contact the MSU Police Department at 410-396-2444. Be sure to look up and look out by paying attention to your surroundings at all times.
keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
My heart doesn't see race.
Love has no age limit.
That's my best friend.
We are neighbors and best friends.
We all have different religions, but we have universal love as well.
I love my sister.
Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
I'm not crying on service patient. Love is kind.
Braids go way back, 5,000 years back. It has been a part of many cultures all across the world: Africa, Asia, Egypt, Europe, and the list goes on. But every culture developed their own way of braiding and their own meaning to them. For example, Egyptians kept their hair braided to stay cool and to keep lice away. They would decorate them with beads, jewels, and even extensions. Native Americans allowed their hair to grow long, and it became part of their identity. In many African tribes, their braiding pattern was an indication of one's family background, social status, marital status, religion, or wealth. No matter where they are, braids hold a huge cultural significance, but the history of it all somehow got lost over the years. Today, many people either know a little history about braiding or none at all.
Braiding started in Africa. I don't know any history about braids.
Hair braiding is related back to Africa when different tribes added beading and different other braiding techniques for hair growth.
I don't really know any history. In Africa, it can actually be traced back as far as 3500 BC.
Let's focus on African culture. Braiding was used as a bonding time because of how much time it took. It began with parents braiding their children's hair, then the children would watch and learn. Children would continue to practice and eventually learn different styles. This tradition of braiding, bonding, and learning was carried on for generations.
Started getting my hair braided as soon as I came out the womb with full hair.
My mom. My mother.
My mom used to braid my hair.
She still does, actually.
And she still does.
She used to braid it really tight.
She braids my hair too tight. So we just fuss and go back and forth. I mean, it's fun. It's funny.
My aunt used to actually plait my hair. And yeah, it was. We used to, socialize, talk. Yeah, it was a bonding experience.
By the 1600s, slavery began. Some Africans lost their freedom, and they also lost a sense of who they were. Traffickers shaved their heads to strip them of their culture. Their kinky hair and elaborate braiding patterns were one way to keep them close to home. And suddenly, that one way was gone. Without time, resources, or products, they took to wearing their hair in simple styles and used whatever oils they had on hand. Braids slowly lost their meaning, but they never lost their value. Many black women today braid their hair for different reasons and for different prices.
Braids usually cost around $100 for me.
I'm from Virginia, so when I go back home to get my hair braided, it's about $150.
I paid $225 to get the style that I have in my hair now.
I usually spend that much money on braids because it's a long-lasting hairstyle.
And I can keep it in for about like a month and a half.
So it doesn't bother me to drop $100. It lasts maybe a month and a half, depending on if I keep it up or not, or wrap it up, oil it.
It's a protective style for people who have natural hair. It could be if you just like braids, if you don't, for the summer, if you don't want your hair to puff out. It's a lot of meanings to me.
Braiding my hair means that I don't have to do my own hair.
I guess it just enhances beauty for me. It doesn't really have a deep underlying meaning.
Regardless of how much they cost or why people get them, braids are an important part of Black culture. So no matter the braid,
box braids,
box plaits,
faux locks,
cornrows,
just about anything, any kind of braids.
we wear them proudly and give them a whole new meaning.
Hair braiding is never going to go out of style, ever. I actually have braids under here, okay? It's never going to go out of style.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
My name is Keiswana Williams, and I'm here to end sexual harassment and sexual assault.
1 in 5 women experience sexual assault while in college.
Another 25% of women experience sexual harassment in the workplace.
The Me Too movement is a movement against sexual assault and sexual harassment that went viral in 2017.
75% of harassment victims experience retaliation just because they reported it. Me Too movement brought down nearly 201 powerful men. They all have been replaced by women. We here at Morgan State do not tolerate sexual assault or harassment. What are you going to do?
Spider-Man, Far From Home. If nothing else, Far From Home is yet another solid Spider-Man movie in the can. Tom Holland again comes through and shows why he's many people's favorite Spider-Man, including my own. Although I have to say that I like Homecoming that much better simply because the story flowed smoother and Michael Keaton was amazing as the Vulture. This movie picks up where Endgame left off. Peter's school honors the falling Avengers in a brief news piece. Even though he's gone in the physical, the presence of Iron Man looms large. While Peter is still grieving over his father figure, everyone is asking who's going to be the next Iron Man. This is a heavy burden as he was chosen personally by Stark to be an Avenger. This Spider-Man story arc continues to parallel one of my favorite movie series and that of Creed. Both have a father figure who dies and leaves a huge legacy, and a son who can either pick up his father's mantle and become his dad 2.0 or create his own path. This series is still very much about coming of age, self-discovery, and self-actualization. And I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. If you have yet to get over Tony Stark's death, tread lightly while watching this movie. And as I've said time and time before, it's great to see Peter Parker back, trying to balance his life as both a kid and a hero. Like, this guy wants to be a hero, but more than anything, he just wants to chill with his friends and holla at MJ. I'm loving how the camaraderie between Peter and his friends is leveling up. The jokes are always on deck when they're together. I feel like this movie cracked a new level with Peter's web slinging. I feel like they're opening up the possibilities more and more of what he can do. And I love the all-black alternate suit. It was giving me Mission Impossible vibe. The fight scenes were solid, the CGI was fire, and Mysterio's powers were jumping off screen. The acting was Marvel level fire across the board, and Jake Gyllenhaal was a really good casting choice as Mysterio. If there's one thing bad I can say about this movie is that the story didn't flow as smoothly as the first one. For lack of better phrasing, it felt kind of choppy at times. But it's nowhere near as bad to the point where you're like, yo, why did I go see this movie? I need to get up and leave. Why did I spend my money? In total, Spider-Man Far From Home is yet another solid Marvel movie that is worth your time and your money. I'm giving it an 8.3 out of 10.
remembering is worse. Sexual harassment must be stopped. 1 in 5 women experience sexual assault while in college. You need one thing to have sex, and that is consent.
20% of women, 5% of men have been sexually assaulted while in college.
Did you know 17,700,000 women reported sexual assault since 1998? No means no.
Hey, girl. Hey. Look at you looking like you're about to pop.
Girl, I am. I cannot wait for this baby to get here. All I do is stress, girl.
Whoa, girl, you are pregnant. You can't smoke.
I'm fine. Trust me. Don't trip.
No, you might be fine. The baby's not fine. Do you know what happens when you smoke while pregnant? Low birth weight, birth defects, premature labor. The baby could die. Do you want that for you or your baby?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so, girl. You gotta get it together.
You're right. I want my baby to be healthy and here on time.
All right, cool. Look, just get serious about quitting. I'm around if you need me. My number's still the same.
Thanks for the lesson, sis.
No problem.
Yo, what's up? It's Benjamin Banger. We're here at WMUR. My man Zoo told me to pull up so that I could pay homage to Roy Ayers with this Roy Ayers, what's the name of this song? Coming to Knowledge sample flip. And I was gonna just walk y'all through my process real fast so you can see how I cook up some of these Benjamin Banger type beats, you know what I'm saying? The name was kind of given to me. My man came up with it. He was like, yo, your name should be Benjamin Banger. And I was like, nah, bro, that's not cool. But, and then the name I was picking for myself wasn't cool either though, so. But eventually, like, when I went to college, like, a lot of people I was meeting and everything, they was just like calling me Banger, and I was like, oh, all right, that's cool, I guess. So I stuck with it after that. Immediately after I learned one of my mans, his name is Justin Blair, he just got married for real. Shout out to yo. He was like, yeah, yo, he came over to the table and was like, hey, yo, I just made this beat. And I was like, what? Like, no, you didn't. And he was like, yeah, I did. And like prior to that, I had been wanted to produce, but like I really thought like I had to like hit the studio, I had to like pay money and everything like that. When I figured out I could get it online, I was like, oh, that was nothing. And I was already really good with computers anyway, so I was like, I was already getting everything I needed for free. So I was like, all right, let me just go on the internet and get some DAWs. That's what they're called. So yeah, and it was a rap after that. So first, we gotta find something that sounds real beautiful. So I'm gonna let this rock. I kind of scope everything out because I like to work with stuff where there's not a lot of drums already in it because I'm really drum heavy, so it's like I'd rather, you know, put my own in there. So this is most likely what I'll probably grab from. So we run through, make a cool loop. We're gonna treat it like a cooking show because I already have this pre-chopped, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So if you can explain to the people, like, what exactly does chopping mean?
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure on every DAW, it's a different way you go about it, but on FL, you open up your good Edison, and like, when you chop up your sample, like you just, I don't know, you're just grabbing an area that you like, okay, this sounds good, I could tweak this, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if I loop this up or I do something like, it's whatever you hear. It really shows you how people hear things so differently because people like, you know, there's been records that's been sampled like 2, 3, 4, or like hundreds of times in music. And when they do them, everyone hears something different. They're never really all the same. And I really like that. That's one of my favorite aspects about music because it's really all the same thing, but we all have different interpretations of it. So that's, to me, is why sampling is forever beautiful. Yeah. So I got a cool loop right here. That's like the beginning that I told you about right there. And I'm real heavy on distortion, so like this is the loop just by itself. But then like I'll go through and I add like a little effectrix on there, throw some gross beat or something like that, and like add a gate to it or something like that, so it kind of has a little bounce to it versus just playing straight through. So it has that cool phase to it, you know what I'm saying? And then it got it gated, so it's got kind of that little bounce to it. This is as loud as the speaker get. Don't be afraid to explore your, get into your artistry and like really figure yourself out, you know what I'm saying? Make what you like, you know what I'm saying? Make something that you would want to listen to. Like, you don't gotta necessarily do what everybody else is doing. I want to sort of like spearhead like an instrumental music like wave. Like, I really want to like have some of these producers be like superstars like the rappers are, you know what I'm saying? I'm lucky to get Benjamin Banger on everything, so just whatever you're on. I don't use Facebook, but everything else, like just Benjamin Banger. I lied, I don't use Snapchat. Don't follow me on Twitter because I won't follow you back. If you follow me on the gram preferably, excuse me, yeah. Just the gram, oh my fault. Just the gram.